Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 11 of the Dead Realms campaign. I am your DM, Tyler. And man, I could barely speak today. But this is episode 11 of Dead Realms campaign. We had some technical difficulties last week, but whatever happens, happens. But if you didn't see last week's episode, it was just a big fight, which I'll explain what happened later on. But let's reintroduce our players. So, starting from above me, basically, according to Discord. So, the players, which has since leveled up since last session.
Hello, I will be playing Blue, the cleric monk dragonborn.
And what's your name, my friend?
Sorry, it's been a while. My name's Matthew.
It's fine. Matthew, there you go. All right, next one down underneath me and the producer's name.
All right, my name's Mike. I'm gonna play Rico Tenpenny, world's worst cleric.
All right, next one.
Cool. I'm Sirius. I'm playing Axis, a Tiefling Rune Knight Barbarian.
Man, everyone's feeling well today. And finally, our final player.
Hi, I'm Bob. I'm playing Ichabod Iron Eyes.
All right. And if you guys would like to join the Dead Realms campaign, all you have to do is join in the Pocket Dimension Discord server. You'll find it in the link below the Twitch video. It's a great D&D community that not only has the Dead Realms campaign, but many other campaigns that you can join. Just an overall great community of players. They recently just finished a fundraiser for Extra Life, which they raised about $1,000 over the past weekend. So congrats to them. And if you guys would like to be a part of a great community along with being in the Dead Realms campaign, join the Discord server. Other than that, I also like to thank Lady K Does Art for doing this amazing background, as you guys have been seeing, along with the logo. You can follow her on Lady K Does Art on Instagram, which her link is in the bottom in the description below. So, without further ado, let's do episode 11 of the Dead Realms campaign. Oh, a bunch of errors came up for the songs, but it should just play the next one. Oh, damn. Error. Okay. It'll play it eventually. So last we left off, you guys were going 5, including Enea, for V1, a Visage of Vecna, after trying to rip the red skull out from the sarcophagus. You guys fought back and forth between Vecna, with Vecna basically cheating through wall glitching, along with you guys just avoiding his curses and his power. But you guys eventually overcame these odds, and Ichabod repeat family history by defeating Vecna, fulfilling basically his ancestral, I guess, duty or prophecy or what have you. And last we left off, Sirius, and this is why we kind of had to like do wavy hammy stuff, because during technical difficulties, Sirius's character was on death row, but because of the technical difficulties and such and uncertainty, Rico decided to heal him up before we left last week after technical difficulties. So that being said, the red skull clatters to the ground, and it's just pulsing with this red radiant glow as the battle fades, and you guys finally catching a breather. There is currently a broken sarcophagus. There's also a little bit of powdered silver kind of scattered throughout the room. There's about 5,000 gold pieces scattered, and I believe Sirius's character took the book from Vecna's coffin, and Rico taking a wand of magic missile, using all of it in that fight. So, without further ado, gentlemen, floor is yours as I pick up my
Just
dice.
to clarify, because I was revived from unconsciousness, I am exhausted, correct?
You are exhausted, yes. So you suffer 1 level exhaustion, and at this point, Rico, the curse of Vecna, which you didn't save so far, is faded, as Vecna has been defeated. So
Sweet.
you're no longer exhausted. So without further ado, floor is yours, gentlemen.
Is Rico right next to me?
Yep, you're just waking up, and Rico's just finished healing you.
Did we win?
Yeah.
Am I
Thank
dead?
God. No. Not yet.
Oh, fuck. All right. Dang it. Oh, I'm gonna lay here for a bit. I'm tired. Just, I need fucking shit, that was bad. I need a second. All right, just give me a second.
You can lay down in the wagon.
Oh, that fucking dwarf better be there with that wagon. Oh, wait. The mushrooms, the shrooms that Varen left. Oh, yeah, let's go. I need those guys again. Crap.
Rico's
And
gonna
Right.
put out a hand to lift you up.
I'm gonna use my halberd to lift myself up instead.
Oh, I was gonna put out a hand.
Oh, oh,
All right.
dang it.
Well,
As-
I'll
Oh.
start scooping gold into my pouch.
How much gold would you like to take?
Oh, how many pouches do I got?
Well, you can make
Three.
you can make a makeshift rack, but for game wise, there's about 5,000 gold pieces scattered around. So if you want to take some of that, I have no problem. And they will take some some in her pocket, of course.
Hey.
What?
No,
I-
Hold up.
Yeah,
You're supposed to leave the room. Wait a minute. No. Everyone stop. You. And I point to Leia. You. I told you to leave the room. That was way too dangerous, and you could have died.
Well, you guys needed help. How am I supposed to help the group?
There's still Bellathor. You could have helped by bringing him. Anything.
He was
you could have
too
died.
far
That's
away.
all. It's-
He's too far away. I mean, I was just trying to help.
I know, but you got. We'll talk about it on the way back. Fuck.
All right.
I'm standing behind Axe going, good job.
She kind of sees this, but her argument with Axios, she kind of like she's like, okay. As she pockets about, we'll say 50 gold, because this is more gold than she has ever seen in her entire life.
Yeah, my
Pocket.
pocket 100 gold too. Like, oh, this is the most money I've ever had, and it's fucking useless. Cool.
I'm gonna pocket 250.
Okay.
I'm
Blue-
gonna
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna take the other 2 pouches we got that had silver in them, scoop
You're gonna
some
take-
gold in,
Okay.
maybe like 300 gold pieces, 150 in each pouch.
That's fine. You have a 300 gold pieces in your pouch now. Blue, would you like to do anything while all this is going on?
Yeah, I'd be scooping up some gold, about 100 pieces worth.
Okay.
Actually,
Bob.
I'm just gonna scoop
music-
up 50 because I'm
Okay.
not about to get over encumbered by gold.
The music box decided to quit itself, but it's fine. I'll find another playlist during the break. But as you guys are gathering gold, the red skull is still like pulsating on the floor, just glowing, just lighting this room up a bit.
Rico, that's
Is the
yours.
gold covered with the
Not
red
fucking
dust?
touching that.
You
there's-
Anubis. That's yours.
It- So to answer your question, Bob, there's only a few gold pieces, but you guys are knowledgeable enough to just avoid those gold pieces. So
Yeah.
I'd like to scoop the red skull into my bag without touching it.
how?
Just like using the flap of the bag to like push it in there.
Okay, so you're pushing it in, opening the flap, and just putting it in there
Yes.
with your hand.
No, with the flap.
Oh,
Using
with
the flap
actual
as
flap.
like an oven mitt, you know.
Okay. Make a dexterity check. Just make a general dexterity check for me, because you're trying to be very careful with the skull.
Here we go. First roll. 17.
Easy enough. You manage to not touch the skull, and you are able to pocket the skull in your book bag. Now that you have this item, now let me tell you what it does. So you
cool.
have. So this is for everyone to take notes, but for you, Rico, you're the one carrying it, so this is the most important, but everyone can take notes on it. You have the Red Skull of Power. You guys have seen 2 abilities with this Skull of Power. There are more, but you would have to basically figure them out as the campaign goes. But here's the 2 that you guys do know. You can use Necrotic Blast, which is while you are holding the skull or in possession of it, you can make an attack roll with a d20 plus your proficiency bonus, and if it hits, the target takes 4d6 necrotic damage. 4d8 necrotic damage, excuse me. And the range is 60 feet on that, so it's a range attack. The second ability, which is the most powerful one that you guys have seen Vecna use, is Empowerment. Once per combat, the user can use a bonus action to empower him or herself, with immense power. So you would take half all damage for 1d4 rounds, and any damage you would do is doubled for 1d4 rounds. But after 1d4 rounds, You must make a DC 20 Constitution saving throw. On failure, you take 3 levels of exhaustion. You are stunned for the round if you fail. But you get half damage, and you do double damage for 1d4 rounds. But it's a once per combat ability. So once that ability is used, you cannot use it throughout the rest of combat. But you can use Necrotic Blast as whatever times you want. Necrotic Blast is an action.
What's
And again-
what's the penalty for level 3 exhaustion again?
I'm glad you asked. Let me see. Let
It's
me
not
look at
good.
my-
I don't think
So-
anybody's ever. Yeah, we've never
So
gone
if
to
you
3.
have level 3 exhaustion, you have -5 to all d20 rolls, and your speed is half. If you have 3 levels of exhaustion.
Oof. Okay.
So it's high risk, high reward, but it's a powerful ability that can be used once per combat encounter. Which is why I limited it to 1 per combat, because it's too good. But you guys, characters, know those 2 abilities just by seeing it, and you guys can figure out there's probably a way to do it. And there are other abilities the skull can use, but they will be revealed as you guys explore throughout the rest of the campaign. That being said, Rico, as you are putting this skull in your bag, you feel this immense power as you're carefully putting it in the bag, as you feel like this is some crazy ass power. More power than you have ever felt in your life.
Cool. Just gonna put this in my bag right next to my skin.
All right,
Carry
and
this
you
around.
and you put it in your bag. Alrighty. What
I'm
do
gonna
you
walk
do
back
now?
to the car with Anea while they're doing whatever.
Okay. You walk back, and I'm assuming the rest of the party follows suit.
Anea, listen to Axios.
No. Anea, let's go. Let's go. We need to talk. Let's go. Let's go ahead.
Okay. All right. You walk with her.
All right. Listen. When we trained you to fight, we're fighting zombies. Zombies are mincemeat. That's a great way. Hunting and zombies. Those are great ways to learn how to fight. But Vecna, you could have died. That's all I'm saying.
You could have died too. You just
Yeah.
almost died.
Listen, I have been fighting for as long as I can remember. At some point, I'm gonna die in a fight. That's just. I live, you live fighting, you're gonna die fighting. That's just me. You, before you met us, what were you doing?
I was working on my family's farm, helping.
Exactly. You're not used to fighting. Vecna and the dragon and fucking whatever else we're gonna come across that aren't regular zombies. You gotta look out for your life.
Well, I'm tired of being on the sidelines. Ever since I've been with you guys, other than hunting and occasionally finding zombies, I was just on the sidelines, feeling not being able to do anything. But now I feel like I can actually do something, and whenever I do it, now you don't want me to.
No, it's not that I don't want you to. It's just that you just almost let me die. Vecna is one of those ones where when you
I
fought
don't
as
even
long
know
as
who
I have,
Vecna
when you
is.
have fought as long as I have, you can feel the sort of enemies that would be too much for you. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't have fought him if we didn't need to. That's what I wouldn't have fought the Green Dragon if we didn't absolutely need to. That's when I tell you to go. Because if I can't fight, then there's no way I'm going to put you at risk. You understand?
I guess she kind of eye glares you, looks back
Whatever.
at you, looks back forward as they continue.
I'm not. Whatever. I'm not your dad. I don't need you to die here until you figure out what you're going to do when this is all over.
She kind of acknowledges that, but also ignores you as you guys are continuing forward.
Whatever. Fucking 13-year-old girls. Oh,
Are the 3 of you having any conversations while Axios is having this conversation with Anea as you guys walk back? No, just silent.
Look around, see if there's any more, Actually, Rico, do you have detect magic?
No,
Oh, you
I
don't?
don't think so.
I wonder if there's any more magic in this hand.
You're just holding a skeletal hand. As far as you know, it's a skeletal hand with a little bit of rotten flesh on it. As far as you know.
Yeah, it didn't fall to pieces when he died, did it?
His piece is exploded and like scattered throughout the entire room. But you have like a hand of Vecna. Whether it's magical or not, you're unsure.
Okay.
How-
I gave the cut like right up here, so I have a lot of his forearm
Yep.
too.
hmm
I have plans for this.
I got plans. All right.
It's something I could prepare if I needed to, but I don't have it prepared today.
First chance we get to rest, let's do that. Check magic on this stuff. And how's your wand doing? Is it?
It's spent, but it's in one piece.
All right.
Here's a quick question. Whenever you want to cast a ritual spell, do you have to have it prepared, or is that just something you can do?
You have to have it prepared. The only exception would be wizards because they're just naturally trained in ritual magic. But if you have it prepared, you could cast it as a ritual. But unless you're a wizard, you can't do that. But you guys make it back. You do see again the pit you jumped across 2 hours ago. Looks like you have to jump it again. The rope. I think Axios took the rope back. I recall, right?
Which one?
The one where you have to lift Blue up with when he fell in the hole.
Yeah, that was this. Yeah,
That was the yeah.
same
Okay, that was the
one.
pike, right? Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have all my ropes.
Okay. Well, you got to make it the jump across again. So
Again?
Yep.
I'm gonna look
Do
at
you mind-
Nay as like, oh, wait, it's in the complete darkness, isn't it?
it's complete darkness, but you can see, no problem.
Naya can't, and I'm with a Naya.
Nope.
It's like, do you want to try to jump this on your own, or do you want to?
I can't see, right?
I know,
Made
but
a
it's only
bunch of
5 feet. All you have to do is run and jump 5 feet. That's it. That's all you have to do.
I made the glowing stones again and handed them out to everyone.
Oh,
who
you
came
caught up?
through.
Okay, I didn't realize you caught up.
Okay.
Dang it, Rico.
All right. So Anea, now with the light, will attempt to jump. Let me just check her stats real quick. This would be an athletics check. It's just a straight roll for her.
I'm literally asking her, I was like, do you feel confident in doing this? And
Oh yeah, she definitely feels confident. As soon as you say that, she's already across the way.
that's rude. All right, I'm gonna jump across.
Athletics check.
I'm exhausted, so that's a -2, right?
Yep.
Dang exhaustion. I'm too tired for this. I'm too tired for this. Nah, so 22.
Yeah, you make it across, no problem, even with your exhausted state.
Hey, Blue, you got this one, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
Blue, are we
Right.
gonna do the shoulder thing again? That worked out really well.
Oh, let me do second win while I'm here.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. All right, so make the jump, Blue. D&D Beyond. Roll that dice. Oof, he falls in it again. Unfortunate. You try to jump, but some of the rock gives way at the bottom of your foot, and it just like falls over. Axis, if you want, you can attempt to make a dex save in order to try to save him.
All right, so after our second win and get back this 11, so a dex saving throw.
Yep, you're like, oh shit, Blue's falling again.
17 -2 says 15.
All right, so now Blue, make a dexterity save with him to see if you grab him. Oof, that's rough. Unfortunate. You guys are touching fingertips before Blue falls 10 feet.
I'm gonna try
You
to
take
make
5
this jump.
You take 5 points of falling damage. Rico, make an athletics check as you make attempts to jump.
16.
Yep. You jump. You make the jump easily, no problem.
That's not so hard.
I start putting out the rope, just.
Yep. You climb the rope, Blue, and you climb up. Unfortunately, pitfalls seem to be your weakness.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on that, ain't I?
I just continue walking, just like.
You're like, what a disgrace. All right, Ichabod, make the jump.
Make the jump.
Make the jump. Yep,
17.
you make the. Yep, you easily make the jump as well.
All
right. That's
All these short
Eagle
asses.
The
just
story
in the
lends
air,
itself.
all right. So you guys continue. You guys see the car. You see the horses are like. You see the horses are like kind of like shooken up, as you guys could clearly see. There's a bunch of skeleton bones around the car, which weren't there before, but no sign of Bellathor around.
Yeah.
gosh.
Bellathor!
No response. But you see the horses are shooken up.
I'm gonna
And
check
Aea's
under the
gonna.
horses.
Does it look like there was a battle?
And Aea's gonna say again.
Does it look like a battle?
Make
Like you got into
a
a fight?
make an investigation check. Nea's gonna attempt to calm down the horses.
Can I investigate too?
The crime scene, sure.
Could I help try and calm the horses down?
Yeah, so
Funny.
make a animal handling check. And Nea rolled a
Can
10,
I-
so
And can I look under for those fungi to heal?
so Blue, you and Anea easily calm down the horses. Rico and Ichabod, with your investigation checks, you could clearly see Ichabod with your fighting powers that a battle happened for sure, and it probably involved these skeletons, as you see like rusted shields and swords scattered throughout, along with the bones. Rico, you know that battle happened, but no sign of Bellathor around. You look under, you see that normally you see the fungi people underneath it. Usually they would brighten up. It's dark.
No.
It's dark. Like the fungus house is still there, and usually it would light up all the time, but it seems to be dark. But what is your passive perception, Axios?
15.
You can still hear like a little bit of voices in there.
Little ones, we are back. Can you please come out and tell us what happened?
The light flickers on. One of the fungi, Smurfo, as we decided the name, he comes out and he says, "You guys are back.
Yes. What happened?
Is the big noise over?"
What happened?
I don't know. All I know is that there were some giant skeleton people here, and then the dwarf Fred Bellathor tried to fight them off, and then there was a bright light, and then we don't know what happened. We were scared, so we turned off the lights.
Did you hear the door at all move this entire time?
No, door didn't move. Just skeletons around, giant skeleton things. Try to go up to cart, but Bellathor tried to fight, and then there was that bright light, and then all of a sudden there was nothing else,
I
so we
know.
were scared.
I know. Well, it's safe now, and I put out my hand. Can you please come out here? Some of us may need you. It's safe now, I promise.
You look quite rough, so let me get me and my family out here. And he brings his like little tiny mechanoid people out. And I guess they'll decide to heal all of you because they're more spread out. You're not going to get as much healing, so it's 1d4 plus 4. So each of you gain 6 hit points as they rub their juices all over you. That's
Didn't
what they
know if we
do.
had to do
They
that.
they exfoliate their mucus, and their mucus is like this healing jelly, kind of like the consistency
Yeah, I remember you
of.
said just like that.
So like it's just like rubbing on the wounds, and then the wounds are healed up. You don't feel as much bad, but because you guys are all hurt, they had to spread out their numbers a bit.
I want to
So,
start
like-
checking the walls for a secret door. If all of a sudden there was a light, maybe someone opened a door, and that's where.
Okay,
the dwarf
Make a
went.
perception check.
Could I look around to see if I could follow the tracks of where this dwarf went?
Sure.
9.
What it 9? You see no secret door. For all you know, it's just walls. Make a perception check, Blue.
Oh, boom. Okay.
4. You see a bunch of tracks on the ground, but they seem to be piled up with a bunch of skeletal tracks.
Can I investigate the skeletons? I just want to find like a pinch of powdered iron. Like maybe their armor is coming apart or something.
Sure, make an investigation check, Rico. And Aya will calm down the horses and go back into the cart.
13.
13. You find their armor. At this point, it's not really silver anymore. It's mainly like a whole bunch of rust. It's like they're wearing rusted armor at some point, along with their rusted weapons. You get a feeling that their armor is like thousands of years old at this point. It's surprised that this armor has actually withstood that long because at this point it's like brittled.
Okay. So there's no
Um,
like actual iron pieces left. It's all just rusted.
Nope. Yep.
Cool.
I'm gonna go into the cart as well.
You go into the cart.
I'd like to try to investigate the wall to see if there's a way to get this door open.
Perception check.
Oh god. That's a 2.
It's just walls to you. You see nothing suspicious about these walls.
Are we leaving? Let's go. End the cart. Let's go.
We don't know how to get the door open.
That's one thing, but you guys make it seem like you're looking for Bellathor, and I mean, only two things happen in this world: you either walk or you die. So,
All right, I'll try to open the door.
All right. So the door behind you, if you recall, is like a giant revolving door that's like a circular door. As you look at this door, you see that it is sealed. However, you do see with your eyes Ichabod inscriptions of what this full image was. It looks like to be the image that would have been seen at the front if it wasn't deteriorating over the passage of time. You see basically 3 skeletal looking beings, like all pointing with a staff towards this center. And in the center, you see an inscription of a skull, like a symbol of a skull on there as the center point.
I'd like to take my backpack out and open it to reveal the red skull. Be like, open, says a hymn.
As you open the bag, who else would be near Rico at this point? Because I know Axios is in the cart.
I would.
Okay.
I'd be standing next to him.
Okay. That would also be, I guess Blue would see this. So, as you open the bag, Rico, you see that the lights coming from the eye sockets of the skull brighten up, and as it does, you see the skull above glow this bright red color, and as it does, the rest of the image lights up this bright red, and then it dissipates, and then you see the door just open up, and as it opens up, you see that it is nighttime. Surprise, surprise. But the door is open for you guys to leave.
This thing's
Uh,
open doors too.
is pitch black out?
It's pitch black out.
I am going to take the reins of the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we headed? I asked the group. Where are we headed? Are we going back the way we came?
The mines of Terethamar.
You say that as if I know where that is. Like, which way am I headed?
I think it's the closest place, and you want to start heading south east.
Are we just headed west? Is that the plan?
No, we can't. What? I'm confused. All
I think we need to find a place to rest up for a couple of days. Get
Right.
get Axes back on his feet.
Okay. I'm gonna start directing the horse. Wait, I'm gonna check the Ankh to see where the other 2 skulls are before I do that to make sure we don't intercept them.
Does Rico have the Ankh, or do you have the Ankh?
I have the Ankh because I got killed. I got knocked unconscious for the Ankh. I have the Ankh.
Oh yeah, I remember now. So you check the Ankh, you check the map, you see that there. Let's see here. Let me refer to my notes. Okay. So right now, if you're looking on your own map, you are seeing that the red is glowing nearby Gray Cloak Hills. Shocker, because obviously you have it. But the other 2 lights, you see 2 lights rotating back and forth between green and purple around the. Let me just see here. I gotta get the name here of this. Around. Hang on. Looking at my notes here, folks. One moment, please. Okay, so it's going back and forth between both the place that you were at when you encountered the green dragon, basically going back and forth between green and purple around that same area where you guys were facing off the green dragon earlier.
So if we go to this mining town, we won't intercept them at all. Okay. All right, I'm gonna start heading to that mining town that Ichabod stated. I'm gonna find the
Okay.
closest road that would take us southeast. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be where exactly here?
If you right
with
at the
me.
tip of the border forest.
Let's see here. Of which forest? Oh yes, like which forest? Oh, like I see here, like the forest like above the Great Cloak Hills,
Yeah.
or to. Okay,
At
okay, I know which one you're talking. Okay, cool. All right, so it's gonna take day wise. What's the pace you guys are going at?
I
walking right
am. No, we're riding the horse, but I'm taking it slow through the night just because I am still exhausted and I should have been doing this, but I'm also the only one with the best dark vision. And then once morning comes, I'm taking my rest and someone else can change the pace. But throughout the night, I am not going super fast because I am trying to stay awake.
Okay, so you take it slow. As you guys are in this cart, um, basically riding northward.
Actually, before we leave the door, can I kind of search by for a certain kind of rock? I'm looking for like a chip of mica.
Sure. I need you to make a perception check.
My strong suit. My -1. 11.
All right, let me roll percentile dice here privately on my end. Rolling this for myself. Unfortunately, you just find just regular rocks.
Okay.
No chip of mica, unfortunately. But you guys continue riding northward to.
North? I thought it was southeast. Hold on.
Well, like about ask for the closest town, and the closest town would be north, according to the map.
No. Well, weren't we at Azerhat?
So, like right now, you guys are located at the bottom of Great Cloak Hills, like the bottom of that, in between the marsh of Chilmber, in between that, basically, that's where you guys are at.
I'm at the wrong place then. Just a moment.
Okay, but the next closest town would be Parnast, which is north, unless you want to try to go through the forest,
not
trying to
too
find
far.
elsewhere.
I
And
don't
it'll,
see it.
yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
Parnast.
that's the next closest town. So, according to the map, anyway.
Okay.
All right. So you guys travel through the night. Axius, you even with your exhausted state, you feel like you've been in gladiatorial fights where you've nearly died on most occasions, but most of that was hand-to-hand combat, and you're like, yeah, you were fine if you were to die because it's gladiator combat, but you just feel a little bit outmatched in that situation, especially since you nearly almost died in that situation. And Ignea at this point is just completely is sleeping at this point. But if you guys want to talk amongst yourselves or whatnot, now's the time to do so.
I would like to try and keep my eye out for lightning bug, firefly.
Sure, sure. Perception checks from both of you. But you guys can have a conversation. There's time to talk now that the chaos is over. You guys just face basically a very powerful enemy.
I'm still trying to find where we're at.
Oh god, I'm still exhausted.
That was a 9 on the perception.
Yeah, so both of you don't have dark vision, so it's kind of hard to see, especially in pitch black night. So you're like, damn, like I could barely see anything.
There's really nothing out here, guys. You guys should just go to sleep. As soon as morning comes, then I can go to bed, and one of you guys can take over.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
No problem. Only Ichabod and I could actually see out here, so
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
I'll stay up with you.
All right. So I would like, well, so keep in mind, yeah. So you guys haven't had a full, complete long rest, but you guys are traveling, so I'll let you know what kind of rest you'll take. So I want both Ichabod and Axius to make perception checks.
All right. perception. Just a moment.
14 with the exhaustion.
17.
17. Both of you, as you guys are traveling northward, you guys are approaching some. You guys smell a bunch of stuff. You both smell with your perceptions. Seems like sulfuric gases of some sort. And as you kind of both look around, you see. You guys think they're like small little hot springs, but smelling wise, you feel like it's some kind of sulfuric gas in the air. And you two are the only ones that seem to caught in this sense as you guys are approaching northward. You're not anyway. It's not too hazardous to where like it's going to cause problems, but there's some sulfuric stuff in the air, but it's not harmful. And you
Oh,
see
we're over
it's
there.
like this smoke coming from these pits.
Okay.
Hey, Ichabod, you ever feel like that if one of either you or I were out of this party, that this whole thing would just fall apart?
Yeah, I do. I hate to admit it, but I mean, you know, Rico's getting better. Who's a good fighter, and he can handle his stuff. But
It's a
sometimes you
5 foot
need that.
hole. It's a 5 foot hole. I
Well,
mean,
okay, not everyone can jump a 5-foot hole. I'm sorry, but I can't do
he's
what
a
Rico can
monk.
do.
He's a monk. I've fought monks. I have fought monks, and I can tell you those stories. What? Just, God dang it.
Well,
Don't you?
everyone has a bad day, and Leia, I mean, she seemed pretty good with the bow. I mean, we were going against a dead thing.
Going
I mean,
against a dead thing. Why would she come back? Like, come
got to
on.
learn. She's got to learn to fight to survive. I'm sorry, she's not going to get by.
She was
Would you rather
almost
have
killed by the dragon. She was almost killed by Vecna. It seems like everything out here is targeting her.
because she's the NPC? No, she's how's she going to learn unless she tries it? I mean, did you win your first battle ever? You walked out there, or
I
did
didn't
you
fight
have?
an ogre in my first battle, I tell you that shit. Would have died before I got started. Oh.
I mean, you got to remember where I'm from. At the age of 5, you got your first blade. I
Yeah,
reached
at the
you
age
guys
of
after
5, you're fighting to the death. There's a difference between how you and I grew up. But that still doesn't diminish the fact that this is a lot. And now this fucking god who sort of helps but doesn't, like, none of this makes fucking sense.
Well, that's why I'm a blacksmith. I'm not, I can't do what Rico can do. I'm glad he's with us, and so is, same with Blue. And Alea's
I know.
got to learn how to. If she doesn't have any of the powers that those two have, she's got to learn how to, fight like we do, dirty.
Only I could get
I'm
wrong.
doing this while I'm, using the hand to poke it, finger at you.
Stop it. Stop it. I swat it with my tail. Stop it. Shit. This is it's way too much. This is all like life and death and shit. I'm just trying to find my wife and go be a shepherd and stop fighting, and now I gotta keep fighting. This is all bullshit.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'd like to find out what happened to my family. Yeah, I ran into a friend of mine from my
Yeah, but I
town.
mean, listen, right? You weren't at the back of the line. I saw Varen blow his own brains out. All right, you were already near the edge of the cave when I was running, but I got to see that. That's like we were just losing people, and this god of Rico's is not helping.
Well, it wasn't God of Rico's yet. He's adopted it because he picked up the Ankh. And what if I would have picked up the Ankh? Would
I
I be
pass him the
now?
young. I pass him the young. Go ahead, have fun.
I take it and I'm looking at it.
Mhm,
Do I
mhm.
feel anything?
No, you don't.
See, I've had that for days, and nothing
It-
from this god
it-
of his.
Well, maybe it doesn't touch us because we don't have that little spark in us to do what Rico does, or or like I said, when I stand at my anvil pounding on horseshoes or swords or whatever I'm making, I'm actually praying to God, God of Tinkers.
So Core doesn't care how you fight as long as there's competition. He doesn't necessarily care what side wins wars. He's just happy that war is happening. He's about as passive as they come. So literally, all you can wish is that you do find in a fight, and that you actually don't end up in one of the 9 stages of hell. That's it.
I understand.
Praying to him for any help. I mean, he's just happy that there's all this fucking conflict to begin with, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and like I said, we need to find out what's caused this and try to stop it or change it,
I don't think we can go back. I don't think there's a place where these undead just magically get their lives back, if that's what
No,
you're about to
because
imply.
I mean, there was undead before this, but I never, they didn't have green and purple eyes.
Hey, do you think we can turn undead with red eyes and have an army of our own?
No, I think we need to find the other 2 skulls to find out why there's green and purple-eyed zombies or undead.
I actually start pulling out the book and start reading, see if I can figure that out through the book.
And
Okay.
I'll take the reins.
Okay.
Finish up tonight.
You pull out the book. How long are you reading the book? Like the whole
So-
time?
Yeah, until morning. From this conversation until morning until I can go to bed.
You're reading the book, and as you're reading through a couple pages, you start to realize that this book is basically it's a combination of both a journal, and on top of that, it's also like firsthand accounts of Vecna encountering some individuals. You see a 4 pages of written writing of him encountering a group of adventurers way back. It seems like to be a few years ago before they sealed them away. One of them being 2 elves, it was a very powerful group of adventurers, including like twin elves, a weird looking bard dude, along with a dragonborn and a tiefling warlock and all that such. And he was so close to obtaining ascendance, but this group banished him. And he was pretty pissed about it. Other than that, it also serves some accounts of him speaking with a Sirak, in regards to, what he thinks about Sirak, and he thinks like a Sirak, he is a lich, but he basically thinks a Sirak is probably the most smartest lich he has ever encountered, because he just travels the multiverse quite frequently. And you come to realize that through these accounts, you realize that Sirak is the second undead king. And on top of that, here's the strange bit, because it also accounts of him, Sirak, and this third undead king having conversations with regards to like power and how they should run things and such. But what's weird about it is that whenever that there's third undead king is not even named, it's just called the third king. And it seems like based on on the entries and the insights of Vecna, you get the feeling that this third undead king was becoming a threat to both him and a Sirak. So him and a Sirak basically dealt with this third king. And hopefully this third king doesn't come back. But that's really what you get, the basic gist of what this book of lore is, essentially. It's just first-hand accounts of Vecna way back in the day. Also mentions like let me just see here. Referring to my notes, y'all. It's a lot to take in because it's Vecna's journal, basically. Let me see. And involves him encountering the Iron Eyes way back then. Seems like before way years and years ago. And you know that Ichabod's last name is Iron Eyes. And you see that in the journal as well with your other findings.
I fold that page and I just keep reading just so I can give it to him and let him later when I'm done with it.
Sure, you do that amidst your other findings.
You want to read this?
Just give me the highlights.
I flip over the book on his page and I take the reins as he reads the one I fold it over.
Okay. Ichabod, you're reading basically confirmation of what your family has been telling you for many, many years about your family basically fighting back in order to save, that world essentially. This is basically in between both for you, Axios, this is in between like him encountering the group before he got banished and beforehand. This is like many, many years ago. Basically, Kabad, you have confirmation now that your family did defeat Vecna, and you're happy that you've defeated Vecna in lieu of your family's legacy. So now you have total confirmation. You think it was like some kind of tale that would bring the Iron Eye's name credibility, but now you have legitimate credibility now of your family's namesake.
Good old Sebastian.
And you can see that
Nice
Vecna was really fucking pissed about it too.
I
But
put
yeah.
on a side note, Ichabod, right hand.
All right. As you two are traveling together, as you two are the only ones awake, you smell this sulfuric sense getting a little bit more potent and stronger. Again, not deadly, but as you two could see with your previous perception checks, you see that there are like small, like hot springs-esque areas throughout the area that you are crossing that has smell like these sulfuric pits. It's quite strange.
Hey, are you familiar with this area at all? Were these here before the apocalypse?
Should I roll a history check?
Yeah, make a history check if you want.
An 18.
Yeah, you know, Ichabod, that this area used to be like a big kingdom, but because of, ironically, the undead attack many, many years ago prior to the undead apocalypse, that there's many scattered ruins and such, and so much damage because this was like more of a magic war, that these sulfuric pits used to be like cauldrons, makeshift cauldrons for undead, but since has no longer been used. But now it's just treated as sulfuric pits. You know that going in there could be quite dangerous, and this is normal for this general vicinity.
Okay. Yeah, this place always reminded me of Shump's Tavern. Always smelled
Oh,
like an outhouse.
So avoid the pits. Got it. All right.
All right, you continue through the night. The sun rises. You guys could take a short rest basically because you used a long rest. So you guys could take about 2 short rests worth of hit die and such. So I'll let you do that. Give you 2 minutes to do that. Short rest.
Oh, I'm at full hit points.
Okay, cool. And Naya's at full hit points too, so she's not going to use her stuff. All right. So morning comes. Axios, you're very tired and very exhausted.
And I'm real tired and exhausted. Can one of you guys take over? I'm done. I'm tapped out.
Yeah, sun's up. I'll get up.
All right. You are up, and you are with Ichabod. And Naya's still asleep, but everyone else is, unless Blue wants to wake up too.
Yeah, I'm up.
I just go
both of
knock out.
you fall face down.
Oh God, he
Ichabod.
died again. Rico!
You're staying up, Ichabod, or are you gonna
I'll stay up
rest a
for
bit?
a little bit longer
Okay.
until Alea wakes up and she takes over the reins.
Okay. So it's just you three. Perception checks by 3 of you.
And I'm still exhausted.
Yeah, you're still exhausted because this is a short rest, not a long one.
13 for
Nat
me.
20.
-2, so
17.
that's good enough still. All right. With your perception checks, at the moment you guys see no current danger, but at this point, Blue and Rico, you do get a strong sense of sulfuric air in the distance, as you are also seeing these like sulfuric pits.
Rico is still kind of half asleep. It's like, I would kill somebody for some coffee right now.
Yeah, you don't need coffee. Just focus your mind on what we have to do. That'll wake you up.
You don't know what I need. I will fight you. And I'll lose, but you'll feel bad about it.
Maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
All right. You guys want to? All right. So as you continue down the path, I want everyone who is awake to roll a d12 for me. Okay.
9.
9, 6, 2. Let me roll d12. Okay. Continue on. Continue on. You guys are still traversing.
Rico, look at this, and I hold up the book and I show the page where about my ancestor.
Yep.
Holy
You
shit!
read.
We gotta add you in here.
I did, see, right there in the corner.
Oh yeah.
Is it day awake yet?
No. This is like early morning, so
I'm gonna have my tail right near her leg, so when she wakes up, it just wakes me up for a second.
sure. Whenever she wakes. All right, continue.
Yeah,
I'll
see, this was
I'll pro-
Sebastian Iron Eyes, or yeah, it was like second generation of my family.
oh. Next time I get a chance, I'll use detect magic and I'll let you know about that hand.
Okay.
Who followed? Lynch Clickwood. Thank you for the follow, man. Thank you for supporting us on Twitch. So, continuing on, you guys continue further, and so far the sun is rising. Anea is slowly waking up. Axius, you feeling that Anea is waking up?
Are you awake? Are you awake?
Yeah. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm going back to sleep, but when you wake up, just if you can find sticks and stuff for your arrows while you're up.
Sure. I guess whenever you get time, she wakes up. She goes back to the front.
I go back to
Morning,
sleep.
Ichabod.
Morning. I crawl in the back and pass out.
Okay. She takes the reins. All right. So, Blue, you are a dragon person, right?
Yeah.
Where do you come from?
I come from up north. There was a monastery up in the mountains that I started training at to learn how to fight, but that's when the accident happened with my black dragonborn friends. And yeah, ended up having to leave and didn't really get a chance to get any meaningful training in. I mean, about the best I learned was how to shoot a bow and how to fight with my hands. Didn't really learn too much more than that.
So, how good are you with your hands? Because I've only seen you use the bow.
I'm good enough to keep things away from me.
Oh, okay. What other training did you did?
Well, it was a cross between learning how to fight, and when we weren't doing that, we were learning how to cast magic through our ancestral blood. I seem to have had a deeper connection with my blue dragon ancestor than most others that were there, so that's why I'm able to cast some spells.
Okay. Is everyone at that what is it, monastery? That's like a church, right?
Yeah, you could think of it as a church. It was basically just a glorified building for dragonborns who didn't have any parents. It was basically an orphanage. They taught us how to interact with peoples in in such a way that we wouldn't pose any sort of threat to them. Um, being part dragonborn, especially if you have a stronger connection to your ancestors, you tend to go good or bad depending on your particular ancestor. And unfortunately, my buddy Black, I believe he gave into his darker side and succumb to the powers that granted him power and would allow him to attain whatever it was that he was looking for. And I got the feeling that he would do whatever it took, no matter who he hurt.
So, what are you going to do next? Are you trying to find him, or?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things I need to do. I need to learn how to fight better, for one. Need to learn how to jump over a damn 5-foot hole in the ground.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah, like I said, didn't really get a whole lot of training. It was mainly more about fighting than it was actually jumping. So
Well,
if I could
we
find a
get
teacher,
better every day, so.
yeah, it'd just be nice if I could find a teacher.
When I hear something jumping, I twitch in my sleep.
Maybe find somebody that could, help me understand the magic that is within me a little bit better. But ultimately, I hope to find him, and should it come down to it, kill him.
All right. Anea, over this next passage of time, will basically catch you up with what the group was doing. Rico, if you want to add anything between all that, that would be a perfect time.
No, I mean, I learn magic by the stuff I find, but since this world went to shit, it's kind of hard to find stuff now, so I'm at a disadvantage.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah, so Anea basically tells you that they went to her, like, she went back to her farm with her dad, and then that's where they met Axius and crew. And her mother was found dead, and her father turned, and ever since that, she basically stuck with this group. She learned how to fight over time. Some members left, 2 members died. Most recently, back in the cave. She says that there's a woman by the name of Beatrice who basically screwed them over and tricked them into getting a purple skull.
When I heard Beatrice, I
And
also twitch.
um,
So do
Beatrice
I.
being this Beatrice, you see that this Beatrice woman seems to affect these individuals quite well just by mentioning by name.
Well,
And she, go ahead.
if you guys can help me take care of my friend, I can help you guys take care of these skulls or whatever it is that y'all are doing.
Yeah.
It might be related.
Might be. All right, so she continues that Beatrice is this half elven woman wearing some like darkish wizard like clothes, and she's, well, judging from her perspective and her stories that she heard, because she hasn't done battle with Beatrice, that she is quite cunning, and that she's quite smart, and that she's a wizard with powerful magic. Um, Other than that, she does tell you like the lore of these 3 skulls being to undead kings, and we're given basically the reason why they went even into the cave in the first place was to prevent the 3rd skull from being founded because of Silas the Seeker. Cyrus the Seeker, I think was the NPC name. I forget. But a nearby scholar at the town they were at basically told them that Beatrice was there, but stole some lore documents of the skulls, and in fear of her trying to find the other skulls, told the group to find this red skull just in case. And that's why you guys have the red skull. But you do know now that these skulls used to belong to the 3 undead kings. These 3 skulls having some power, possibly the origin of necromancy, but you aren't too sure. But she catches you up with this lore over the course of 2 hours, basically.
You stabbed Beatrice in the stomach, though, right?
Say again?
And now
Oh yeah, I stabbed her.
high
She was
five.
trying to. She high fives. All right. 2 hours have passed. 2 short rests have been passed. So if you guys want to take 2 short rests, now you can do it. I would like Rico and Blue to roll d12s for me.
12.
Okay.
Oop.
All right, let me roll. Okay, continue. So you guys travel. At this point, Ichabod or Axies, would you guys like to wake up at any point after taking those 2 additional short rests?
I'll wake up.
Okay, you wake up.
I'm still sleeping.
Are we past the sulfur pits?
Yes, at this point, you are heading. Let me look on my map. Because this is basically spending like basically a half day's worth of travel. You guys are past the pits, and at this point, you're heading towards the edge of this forest above the Great Cloak Hills, and then you're slowly approaching mountain range. But you guys could see further ahead. Probably the other half of the day, you could probably get to the roads.
All right, we should probably
Keep
pick
it.
up pace, yeah? As I wake up.
I mean, if you want, you don't want to stop and try to hunt for food or anything like that. We're low on supplies, and Bellathor had the one with the most food.
Did you look for your arrows while I was asleep?
No, I was telling Blue here, like what we've been doing.
Okay, yeah, let's stop the horse then. Let's go. Let's do this.
All right,
Hey,
Sticks.
come on. Hey, come on. Hey, come on. Wake up. Wake up.
No, you don't.
Stop it. You gotta eat or you're gonna wake up exhausted. You gotta eat. Let's go. We gotta go eat.
Fine.
Fucking dwarf took our food and ran.
Mhm.
well, he had the most. So
Actually, how
All
many
right.
rations do I have left? Wait.
yeah, you guys, that was a good time to check your rations, boys, before you do anything action wise. Anea doesn't have any.
I have
Keep in
2.
mind, keep in mind if you want the constant healing of the shroom people, you need to give them a ration too. But that'll last them like a couple days.
How many days of rations from the last one we gave them?
It lasted 3 to 4 days, but they just ran out. So
I give them one of my last 2 rations, and I give Anea my last ration.
okay, she will eat that. Looks
Let's
like
go
you guys
hunt.
Rations.
What?
I'm out of rations.
Yeah, let's go hunt. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
Blue,
You're
let's
gonna hunt.
go.
All
Wait, who's
right.
staying at the cart then? Wait, stop. Before everyone leaves the cart, who's staying behind for the cart?
I can stay behind. Anea says, I can stay behind the cart. I'm just gonna craft some arrows while you guys go hunting.
Alright. Alright, that'll work.
Alright.
Just scream real loud if something happens.
You know I could handle myself, right?
Don't be
You know
brave.
you still need to scream real loud if like you're overwhelmed, right?
She ignores as she goes to find Sticks.
Fucking teenagers. Go.
Okay. So who's going? Who's staying? I know Axis is going for sure.
Hunting.
I'll go.
Blue. Okay. Ichabod's going.
Yeah, I'll go.
Are we
Alright,
near a river right now?
You are. No, those are like the sulfuric pits, basically to the
Got it,
right of
okay.
that. Yep.
Let me
So
roll
all.
to see how many charges my wand gets back.
Oh yeah, first roll. You used all your charges, so roll a d20 first to see if it still
Oh, I
exists
did.
or not.
When I used the last charge, I rolled a d20.
Just make that reroll because I think that's lost at this point according to our logs. So just re-roll the roll as the new dawn breaks.
4.
4. Okay, it doesn't disappear. Now re-roll to see how many charges it gets.
Okay. Less than the first one.
You gain that much charges.
Sweet.
You see the wand with the charge count light up that amount of charges. Like a battery almost. All right,
Alright,
you guys all go hunting. I want all of you to make perception checks to see. Well, first, all of you make stealth checks to see how stealthy you are.
15.
Okay.
Dirty
Okay.
20.
7.
Okay. So half of you succeed, half of you fail. Let me just roll this d20. Anything higher than a 10, you succeed. So let me roll this since it's a tie. you guys are trying to be stealthy. But Rico, you are tired, and Ichabod, you're also tired, so you make a little bit more noise than in comparison to the rest of the group. Now I want all of you to make perception checks. Oof, that's rough. That's rough.
6.
Oh man. Oh man. Okay. All right. Let me just roll this d20. Okay. Let me roll this d20 in secret. Okay. You guys see. Okay. You guys see basically small game. Mainly like 3 rabbits. But that's really it. But at the moment, they haven't noticed you.
Okay,
But
I'm
it's
gonna try for one of these rabbits.
I am gonna get my dagger out and get ready to throw one,
okay.
or throw my only dagger with rope on it.
Okay.
Throw my dagger too.
Okay.
And pull a short bow out.
Okay. So there are 3 rabbits. I need to know who's targeting what.
Targeting the one farthest on the left. Just called it.
Sure.
Center
Okay.
rabbit.
Okay.
Whichever one's the farthest away.
Sure. Would be the right one. Then Ichabod, who are you targeting? Left, right, or center?
I'll try for center too.
Okay. And Rico, how are you trying to attack the rabbit?
Firebolt.
Okay. Attack rolls. Let's do
Everyone's
this.
stealthy him.
Attack rolls, everyone.
Oh shit.
Jesus Christ.
Damn. All right, Rico, you guys, Blue, you miss with your short bow, and Ichabod and Axis, you miss with your daggers. And as soon as like the daggers pop out, those 2 rabbits ran away. However, Rico, you blast one with the firebolt. You hit one, so you got 1 rabbit out of the 3.
I'm gonna
And it's
continue
like-
hunting after this failure.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick up
You-
that one rabbit, put it over the shoulder, keep going.
Pull
It
my
smell the you can smell the burning fur that is on this rabbit as you smell
Rico,
it.
Rico, you should just go back with that one. You're gonna track the other game we can find. You found one. Let's go. You go back.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that rabbit's enough to feed basically 2 people. So that's 2 foods worth. All right, you 3 stealth checks.
Alright.
DC is going to be slightly higher since you made your princess
What?
known.
God dang it.
Damn.
Jesus.
Damn. Yeah,
This
yeah. It
automated
seems
dice
like
roller hates me.
most of the other animals are aware of your presence in the forest, especially after that firebolt. Next, I want you to make perception checks. It's going to be harder because every time you fail, DCs are increased. So
Wow, this
like-
rolls just.
damn, just bad luck. Okay,
Just a moment.
Ichabod. Okay, comes down to you at this point.
Perception. 21.
I don't know why
Yeah.
these D&D be on.
Both of you see. Let me just roll this d20 in secret.
These dice are loaded against me.
All right, so you see, what essentially seems like to be a group of adventurers already has taken down some kind of deer. Axis, you notice that one of them is a tiefling.
The adventurers?
Yeah, there's 3 adventurers, 2 male, 1 female, and you realize that there is 1 tiefling amongst the group that is female.
What color is this tiefling?
Tiefling's red.
Fucking second.
I start to pull out a handkerchief just in case he starts crying.
Do you know this tiefling?
I don't know, but I haven't seen any tieflings in 2 years.
I'm
are we still?
gonna help Nana make arrows.
Yep. So easily enough. Just roll a d20 with me here. Rico.
Yep.
As this role play is going on. You help her craft 28 arrows. Gentlemen, continue.
Damn it. Where's my freaking letter? 1 second. Holy Toledo. We're not doing this right now. This is not happening. Let's see. I'm going to do thaumaturgy to project my voice in Infernal only
Mm-hmm.
and say, Emran?
You hear this, and this weird infernal demonic calling for Blue and Ichabod, and the adventurers at this point hear it because it's loud. And this red tiefling also says in Infernal, and also says in Thaumaturgy, says, Axius? And you come to realize as she turns, it is Amarin, your wife that you've been looking for. And with
I
that,
just
we're
stand
gonna
there.
take
I'm
a
stunned as shit.
and from that, we're gonna take a break. So we'll have a quick 5 to 10 minute break, and we'll catch you guys back in a bit. So stay tuned. And welcome back. Last we left off, Axius encountered his wife, Amarin, and we'll pick it up from there. Describe to me what Amarin looks like, Axius.
Ooh, I don't know. It's been 2 years. You tell me how she fucking looks like.
You tell me, bro. When's the last time you remembered her as?
Jeez, let's see. Jeez,
Putting you on the damn
weird.
spot.
You're the one who threw this at me. She red tiefling. Her horns would be like mine, except none of them are damaged. Red skinned, green eyes. Definitely has a mohawk sort of hair. Likes to keep it short just because that's how you do in Thay when you're a slave. I guess 2 years later she would have probably just grown it out because she's always wanted to talk about that. Would be jet black hair. Body type, I don't know. It's been 2 years. What do you want me to do?
Right.
Let's see. If she said she was out with another group of adventurers, so I'm assuming she's put on some muscle, but just
All right,
I don't know
so
what she'd be wearing.
she
so,
does
yeah.
look like that. You do say that she has grown her like mohawk kind of look. She actually is like a braided mohawk, kind of like my kind of like mohawk kind of style, but like braided that goes to like the back of her back.
Also like
Just
mine, but
braided.
longer. Okay.
Yeah. Just braided and tiefling, of course. She is a little dirty, obviously, being an apocalypse. She's average built at the moment. She still has her runes. But other than that, she says, Axius with thaumaturgy, the end.
I stand up. I don't think I'm stealthing. I'm just stand up. I was like, oh.
All right. Okay, you stand up. She drops her weapons as she runs to you.
What weapons does she have? Before I even
She
react?
had a short sword and a dagger.
Ugh. Slightly
So
disgusted by that.
she runs to you. I'm assuming with your arms right open.
I'm stunned. I'm just actually fucking stunned.
She
I'm
runs
just
up. She
like-
gives you a big hug. She says, I thought I would never see you ever again.
I'm
You."
speaking back in Infernal. I'm never speaking to her in anything but Infernal. It's like
Oh, she's speaking to you this in Infernal. For
Yeah.
Ichabod and Blue, she's speaking in this weird demonic tone.
Wait. You were sold to a mining town. How are you with adventurers? What?
I was with my captors, of course. But
Bastiles.
I was fuck those Bastiles. But I was trained to be a maid of sorts. And on passage there, well, shit hit the fan. And I used the opportunity to make my escape. And since then I've been with these group of adventurers, and then she turns to her comrades, which just looks like two regular looking dudes with short swords as well. She says in common, these are my friends. Let me just look at my list. These are Carter, this is Carter, and this is Victor here. We come from the town. I gotta look at the town name. This is what happens. We have a bunch of tabs open, folks. I've since then went to Parnas, the town up north, and I've been there ever since. Joseph, the leader of the town, basically dragged most of his people from Daggerford all the way west up to there, and has actually been making a good place there. I think you should come with us. And
Do you guys have food? Because I am actually pretty fucking hungry. I am.
Yeah, we just actually killed this deer here, actually, darling. And she points to like the big ass buck.
Yeah, we killed an animal of our own. Yeah, just let me. Shit. One second. I look at everyone else in common. Yeah, this is my wife. Let's go get the cart. Let's bring everybody. Fucking.
You have a cart.
Yeah, I speak back in Infernal. Yeah, we do. It's been a couple days. It's been a long 2 years. I have literally traveled from Thay to here.
Damn, and I can see you look like shit.
Fuck you.
All right, you guys, by the way, are not understanding what Axius is saying. As he is speaking Infernal, she says Infernal to you, Axius. You're not going to introduce me to your new compatriots. As she points gestures to both Ichabod and Blue.
I just told them you're my wife. That's all they need to know. Like, I'm more worried about what you've been doing for 2 years. Like,
do you trust them?
I look at Blue for a second.
This red tiefling woman just stares at you like this with one eyebrow raised, like questioning like whether to trust her or not, and like you don't know what they're speaking or talking about. It's weird.
I'm just looking at the two of them speak, just kind of blankly.
I speak to her in Inferno. I was like, I mean, I just met him, but he looks like Zhao, doesn't he? Like he looks like Zhao. We fought. I don't know
Yes,
if he's
but
okay.
I haven't seen him in quite some time.
I know
Last time, I haven't seen him since.
that's fair. I look at Blue and I
But
say in common, yeah, he's fine. Yeah, my whole group is fine. Yeah, my whole group is fine. Yeah, we're good to go. We can come and
yes,
find you guys.
all right. I already
By the
forgot
way,
the
we just
name.
killed Vecna.
Carter, Victor, grab the book. She says as a comment. Um, this is my husband, Axius, and we're gonna be joining up with his friends. We're gonna head back to camp. Just carry the buck. They have a cart, so we don't have to go and breaking our backs again. And then you hear Carter say, "Very well, Amarin. Come, Victor. Let's grab this buck." As they pocket their heavy crossbow. One of them pockets the heavy crossbows and try to carry this buck. All right, and you guys make your way back. Ichabod, Blue, or Axios. You could talk with Amarin, or you could also talk to one of the hunters if you want, or not.
So who's going back for the cart? I'm just gonna say Blue and Ichabod are, and I'm staying behind.
Are you gonna go with them, Axios?
No,
Okay. Ichabod, Blue, you're gonna head back to the cart.
Yeah, head back, grab the cart.
All right,
On
Rico,
the way
you just
back, I'm
finished.
like, I wonder if she has a sister. No.
I did not think you were into those type of women.
do I hear that part?
Make a perception check.
You better be whispering. That's all I gotta say.
Make a damn perception check.
Oh my God. That
What you
even
roll?
with exhaustion, it's a 19.
19. Yeah, you hear them say this.
Hey, any
Nice.
port in a stormy sea is fine with me. So,
They don't see it, but I'm staring daggers at the back of their goddamn heads. Especially Blue for that comment.
All
So I see
right.
him come back. I'm like, didn't catch anything.
Oh, well, I'm a get to that. So, as I try to refresh D&D Beyond because D&D Beyond's crapping out on me today. Rico, you just finished crafting 28 arrows of the Nea. You see Ichabod and Blue come out with basically nothing, but all of a sudden there's these two just average looking Joe Schmoes carrying a buck, but they seem to be friendly with them. And it's like, Evanea's like, have her bow ready. She's like, wait, who are you? Ichabod, Blue, who are these?
Down killer.
Apparently, Axius's wife is over in that direction, pointing back the way we came. And these two are with her, and they got a buck, and we're taking the cart to them.
At this point, Victor will say, yes, I'm Victor, this is Carter, and I'm guessing Amarin is one of your friends' wife. Seems to be good company. Well, we got a buck. We also got a camp with some food and some other survivors there. And I think you guys could, them analyzing the situation, I think that you guys could use some rest, I would say.
Yeah, could use some rest. Why don't you jump in the cart and we'll bring it around?
All right, come on, Victor, Carter. And then they basically strap the buck onto the carts. And you
I'm
guys basically,
oh sorry.
yeah. No, go ahead.
I was gonna like eyeball their weapons.
Okay, one of them has a heavy crossbow. The other has a short sword and shield. But it
Okay.
looks like two regular Joe Schmoes because they're not wearing any armor.
I'm actually trying to see my family symbols on any of the shield or the sword.
Make a perception check.
Eh, 10.
Can't quite make it, especially since most of the weapons are sheath and like they are like, trying to maneuver and move around a lot to try to secure this buck on the cart. You don't see any symbol of your family on any of these weapons.
Okay.
Blue, what would you like to do during all this?
Just keep an eye out for any signs of trouble from our new friends. Also, keep an ear out for anything that might be coming towards us.
Okay. And then Rico, what are you doing after all this happens?
Just greeting them. Probably introduce myself.
Introduce yourself, my friend.
I'm Rico. I make stuff. I could really use some help finding some supplies. So
Well, luckily, Rico, we do have some supplies. Maybe they could be parts of use to you. So once we
Okay.
get to town, you should see Joseph. He's the leader of the group, and with Amron basically being part of the council, um, she'll probably give you a good word if it's true that your friend is her husband.
Cool.
All right, you guys pack the car, you head to the direction. Well, that's going. Serious. What do you and Amron talk about?
How much time between the car getting back and them leaving?
So we'll resume after you hear that snarky comment, like moments after that, and we'll continue
Quickie,
from there.
just quickie, just immediate, just fade to black, just getting down with the bangs out.
Sure, you do so, and we'll say this will take. You guys are in the middle of it, but you hear the cart rolling up.
We
This
might
is like,
wanna-
by the way, 10 to 20 minutes, by the way, of them traveling, grabbing the cart and back. So,
Oh no, I would have finished by then. 2 years? Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
they're fine.
Yeah.
Axis,
All right.
we are approaching. I yell out. Right.
They've been done for 15 minutes.
Sure.
Laying on the
All
side,
right.
smoking cigarettes.
This is why it's rated M for mature for audiences, y'all. So you finish doing it, and you are gathering your things together. At this point, crew, you see another red tiefling, Rico, basically looking similar to Axius, but obviously female with runes and such, with a sick jet black braided mohawk. And you think this is Axius's wife,
Yeah.
just from the conversation you had before.
Hi, I'm Rico. You must be Amarin?
Yes, it's nice to meet you, Rico. Have we met before?
Excuse me?
Don't think so.
Make a history check, Rico.
Wait, what?
Am I about to roll a new character right now?
Okay, so
16.
after thinking about it over through, you do remember Amarin. Based on your background, you were servants to a house around this area, but probably south. But you recall seeing Amarin being into your home, basically learning some trades of being a servant, and you kind of recall her visually. Whether you don't remember exactly whether you had a conversation or not, but you know she was there for training, and you know that obviously her looking the way she is, you don't tend to forget that often,
Yeah.
especially since not that much tieflings are at servants.
I don't think I ever came up with a family name that I was staying with, but
It's fine, but you do remember Amarin being in the same house as you were working at
okay.
for a short
And I'd
time.
mention the family's name.
Sure.
Were you ever at this house?
Yes, I was for training, as to put it bluntly, before I continued traveling westward, and then, well, she gestures as like, well, the apocalypse happened, of course, and I
Yeah,
think
that family did not make it.
actually one of them did.
Hmm.
Do
Fantastic.
you recall? Do you recall a Catherine?
I presume so.
You do. Catherine
Okay.
was like one of the few people in the family that actually was nice to you.
Okay.
Basically young adult. So
I'm glad she made it.
yeah, she made it. I don't know about the whereabouts of the rest of her family, but she does seem to be. She can be a little snobbish at times, of course, coming from that background, but she is trying to help others, which is what we can do nowadays. Darling, and she looks to Axis, and she says in Infernal, should we be going?
Yeah, but why do you keep calling me darling? Like that's you've changed.
Lots of things have changed.
Yeah, jeez, Louise.
One of the
Yeah,
things that I was taught on the way to the west, and it kind of stuck, unfortunately.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, let's go. Let's get out of here.
All right, you guys travel northward after about another day. So if you guys would like to take a long rest, you can.
Yes,
If you
please.
decide to. Yep.
Yep,
Long
yep,
rest,
yep.
which is half hit dice, half spell slots. One level of exhaustion has been removed if you have any. Um, all you get regain all your abilities. Rico, Blue, you could change spells if you need to be as clerics. Do you guys talk about anything with Amrin and crew while you're up there, while you're heading north?
I do have a quick question. When you say we get half of our spell slots back, is that half rounded up or down?
Half your total spell slots rounded down. So if you have like 4 spell slots, you would regain 2.
I've got 3, so I'd regain 1.
Yep. All right.
So there's another Dawn, is that right?
Yes, in between that. So if you want to reroll charges for magic missile, you can.
I am just gonna
Alright.
stare at Blue with intent.
You notice Axie staring at you on one of these days.
Is there something the matter?
Yeah, when you said you those kind of people, you want to clarify and expound upon that real quick?
Just to make sure, Ichabod is an elf, right?
Half
He's a
elf.
half elf.
Elf. Okay. It was didn't mean any disrespect to you personally. Usually, at least the tieflings I've seen, they tend to stick to tieflings. They don't intermingle with other races. Um, I just find it a little curious that a half elf would have an interest in a tiefling.
I don't know if
Cool
I
story, bro.
necessarily like that answer.
There's a reason I have an 8 charisma.
I'm gonna ask any of the new people if they have any ink.
They don't. Carter will say, we don't have ink on our person, but I think a wizard back in town might have some ink if he's willing to spare some, of course.
I asked the other guy with the short sword if I can see his short sword.
Yeah, sure. He gives you the short sword. You pull out the short sword. You notice that the build is actually quite similar. It's basically similar to your handiwork, and then on the like back part of the blade, around the middle part of the blade, you do see your family symbol.
What number would be on it?
Number
I'm
2.
8th generation,
So it does say 8th generation on it.
it does.
Yep.
I look at the Palmer and see if there's any initials on top of it. Palmer.
There is an initials. There's an A and a T on it. You recognize this as Angelique's signature.
Oh. My sister made that blade as I handed back to him.
Oh, your sister's within. So your sister's Angelique. Then he
Yes.
sees the sword back. She has been making some good weapons as of late, as you might well know. Armor's not quite her specialty, but she does make some good blades.
My sister's in town?
Yes, she's been in town. She's been with us for a little while since this zombie thing happened.
I start running towards town.
Okay.
We're on a horse. We're on a.
Sure, you hop out and you run towards. He says,
I think
Anyways.
with the deer and the thing, and a lot of us would be out walking along the side of the wagon.
There you go.
Oh, it seems like everyone seems to know one another. A little small world, it seems, says Carter.
Oh, if you're not an undead, you're just a survivor.
Exactly. We got to stick together, right?
Yeah, you tell that to the fucking dwarf. I say to myself,
Okay. You guys approach the town of. Let me just write this town down so I don't have to switch tabs over and over again. Do. Okay, let me just write this down. This is
Nurse.
where taking this is where taking notes is important as a DM, folks. All right, so let me just write that the town. Okay, so where you see is that this is as you approach the town, you could clearly see that this town is fortified with wooden stakes that are like crossways that basically act as a town barrier and town gate of sorts. And as you approach, you see that it is like in this clearing area that is between on one side, let's look geography wise. On one side, it's just all forest, and the other side is just hills and mountains that go up. Basically, the rest of the mountain that you guys were at days ago. Excuse me. But you do see that the town's heavily fortified, and you do see like a few guards walking around, like basically doing patrols, and you do see that there are watchtowers. You guys get the feeling like this is a heavily fortified, a heavily protected town, a Parnast. If you guys want, you guys can make history checks if you want.
18.
Okay. Okay.
Ben.
12.
Okay. Pretty solid.
11.
So you guys basically get the idea that Parnasht is basically this in-between town that is supposed to work as like a travel town, as a town that you just go through as you travel through the forest or through the hills and such. You do know that it was a growing town, having the standard things, but we could see it's doing quite well, being fortified and everything. Emmerin says to the group, well, this is Parnast. Used to be small, but Joseph has made it to where it could be heavily fortified and we could actually live in it for once. It's actually one of the nicer places I've been since, this happened. This apocalypse happened. She says this in comment, by the way.
I asked her in Inferno, I was like, have your runes activated since?
I had to use them a few times, but not needing it that much often, as you probably have.
I have had to use them so many times.
Right? At this point, you see like a drawbridge with like a surrounding lake that circles around this entire town. It seems to be dug up. It seems to be recent. And Aaron says, "It's just us, and we got a couple of familiar faces and friends and family here." The guard of watchtower says, "Oh, okay. Open the gates!" And then you see this drawbridge going basically folding down in front of you. And as you guys enter this town, it actually looks like a town. Most of the towns you've been in are basically destroyed by the apocalypse in some way, shape, or form. But you see that this town is actually prospering. It's like the apocalypse never happened here. But you can see that they were clearly rebuilds done, and you can see that it's actually stable with people walking about doing their business and try to help the town.
Kind of as we're heading in, I want to gather the team as close together as we can. Try to get Axios away from his wife if possible.
Okay.
Very
Just be
difficult.
like,
Just
I don't
very.
want the news of the Red Skull to get out, if that's okay. I think we should keep that to ourselves.
Yeah, I agree. Just enjoy time with who we have, and we'll worry about all that stuff later.
Yeah, sure. And then I turned to the guard. Where's the blacksmith shop at?
All right. He says, yeah, the blacksmith shop is just right towards the center of town where a town square would be.
All right. Book it.
You book it. Okay. The rest of you?
Try to find what would be the equivalent of an inn or some place to stay overnight.
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. Well, as you guys enter town, you do see that it has like areas. It actually has a tavern that is working and functioning. It's like an tavern that hasn't been touched in the apocalypse. It's like a traditional D&D tavern. Other than that, you do see like a bunch of like living houses. You do see a blacksmith shop. You also see what seems like to be some kind of store of some sort, and a weapon shop on top of that. You do also
Does
see like this building that basically acts as like the town square government sector, basically.
I'm gonna look at Amron and speak in Infernal. Hey, do you gotta be anywhere right now?
I do have to check in with Joseph to let them know that you're here and to tell them what we've hunted. But
Oh, I'm gonna take
afterwards,
the
I'm
kid to the
free.
weapon shop then.
By the way, you never introduced me to the kid exactly.
Yeah, it's Anea,
She goes up.
Anea, Amron, Anea. And I speak to Inferno. I sort of killed her mom, and her dad
You,
turned. So
you what? Her dad
no,
turned what? She says this in Infernal.
listen, it's not. It's they both were about to turn. We had to do what we had to do. The dad was. I wasn't even there for the dad part, but the mom got bit. We tried to save her. She decided to just start fighting zombies when she could have ran. It was a mess. It was a big mess, and we couldn't just leave her. So she's been with us this entire time, and
She's just doing this. We'll discuss this later. She turns, speaking common. She says, "It's nice to meet you, Anea. I'm Amron." And Anea says, "It's nice to meet you. Axios told me all about you." And then she says, "I'm sure he has. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got some business to take care of. Axios, I'll be seeing you later at the tavern. Yes?"
yeah.
Ooh, yeah. All right. She goes off. Carter and Victor take the buck. Before Emily, she says, "If you want, you could park the cart right over nearby there where the stables are, so your horse could get some damn rest too." It looks like it has. It's looking exhausted. You can see at this point the horse is a little bit exhausted. So, um, the stable master will take the horse. But Axios, Blue, Rico, and Ane, I guess, are at the lonesome. What would you guys like to do?
I'm taking I'm taking Anea to the store / weapon shop.
Okay, Rico, what are you doing?
Yeah, I guess I'll go there too. I think we should probably meet what's his name? The mayor, Joseph, at some
Nah, not
point.
yet.
Just to introduce ourselves.
Nah, I don't really feel like it. Not yet.
I don't really feel like it right now.
Ugh.
All
To
right,
the weapon
Blue, what do you?
store.
To the weapon
What
store.
Blue? What do you like to do?
did it look like the tavern had and had rooms to stay in?
Yeah, you go to the tavern. It's like a lively tavern, and everyone who's eating and drinking there are having a blast. So you go up to the barkeep.
Like, excuse me, I was wondering if you
Oh,
had any
you're
rooms.
a dragonborn. Not much dragonborn around these days. Where do you come from, friend?
From up north.
Mm, that would make sense. And he's looking at your gi. So, what can I do you for a drink? Something to eat?
Well, do you have anywhere to stay, first of all?
I got one room open. You could go in. He tosses you a key if you want to stay there for
I
the
much
night. If you have
appreciate
no
it.
place to go.
Yeah, let me make myself at home. I'll be right back down for some food.
All right. What would you like to eat exactly? We got some game that we just got her. We got some bucking, which is good. Other than that, we got a few breads, some veg, but not much as far as hearty meats other than that.
Let's see, I'd like some of that fresh meat and some bread. Would be nice.
All right. It's gonna be a couple of minutes. So when you're down here, just grab a seat by the bar and try to make some friends here. It's good to know if you get to know a couple people here. As he goes and insists and basically makes your order as you go upstairs.
Yeah, make my way up, go put my stuff down, and start ritually casting detect magic.
All right. After 10 minutes have passed, you literally cast detect magic. What is the range of it?
30 feet, but I'm pretty sure it lasts for 10 minutes. Yeah, concentration up to 10 minutes.
What does
So,
detect magic look like to you?
as I'm casting it, anybody that would be watching it, the air starts to smell like ozone, just before lightning storm. Um, there's little sparks of electricity that kind of jump from scale to scale on my body every now and then. And then when I'm actually finished with it, there's a little bit of a spark in my eyes to kind of light up anything that would be of magic.
Nice. So you clearly see this massive amounts of power that you can't quite understand, mainly necromancy. With this little halfling person just walking to the weapon shop, that's Rico, and it's glowing, this pulsing red. Probably the most powerful thing around your general vicinity. You also see a couple of instances of divine magic. You get the feeling there's some clerics here. You also see nearby what seems like to be some aberration magic just generally going on, kind of like a mage armor sort of situation. And then with your detect magic, I need you to make a perception check, adding using your spell casting modifier if your perception's less than that. So it would be a D20 plus your perception, plus your spell casting modifier.
Perception with spellcasting modifier?
So make a perception check, adding your plus modifier from your spell casting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 15.
15 total.
Yeah.
Okay, let me type this to you then. Meanwhile, Rico, Axius, and Aya, you three travel to the weapon shop. You see that Carter is putting back a heavy crossbow bag. He's like, "Oh, you guys are back." So, and you can see my collection of weapons here, and you can see a bunch of variety. Basically, whatever basic weapon you would be available is available here in multiples.
Look at a man and say, all right, so up to this point, you have literally just had whatever weapons that we were not using. Now, since you want to be your own person, you get to choose your weapon. But you got to trade the weapons if you don't use them. There's no need to carry around weapons we're not using right now.
Well, it looks like your tiefling friend here beat me to the punch onto one. I was actually going to say that whatever weapons you have, you just get back. Because we all share weapons here, and we all take notice of who takes what. And obviously, trading for a good weapon, trading your current weapons for better weapons is obviously fine, but we can also refine it thanks to Angelique's work here. But as long as if you were to borrow anything in the near future that is not within you, you just gotta let us know, okay? And it's like, all right, she looks around. She will trade your pike for the weapons thing. Oh yeah, let me finish typing this to you, Matt. Okay. I sent it to you, so you should get the message now. Okay. So let me just look and put EHB here. EHB. Wish I had this open earlier. Now I know for next time.
I love how it's the pike, the one with the reach. She's just like, nope, don't need it. I don't see any
she's
tactical
doing this
advantage
on
to having
purpose.
this.
She's doing it on
this
purpose. She
woman.
says, let me just read.
I just want to see this little girl walking around with a heavy crossbow. Make her like a bipod.
One second, I'm just reading over weapons here. She tries to turn in the pike, but Carter says, "You're sure the pike is actually quite well." Then she says, "Well, do you have a better version of this?" And he says, "I think I could find a better pike." She goes into the back to find a pike. How do you
I've used
react
it for
to this,
2 years. I don't. It's been 2 years since I've had that one pike. It's going to be worn down. I'm not stupid.
All right.
I nod in approval.
So she gets a +1 pike now.
Hey.
Which is That's really all that she's gonna take because that's really the only like bad quote unquote weapons that she has. Um, Other than that, she's got ammo stuff. So she says, "I think I'm fine now." Um, then Carter says, "So what about you two? Would you like any weapons, trade, anything like that?"
Not unless you can upgrade my halberd.
You'll probably have to speak to Angelique about that. She's quite better with crafting stuff than here. I'm just a bookkeeper for weapons and such.
Fair. I look
What
at
about
Anaya
you,
as like,
Halfling?
did you get everything you wanted?
Yeah, she said.
All right. Sounds yours. And I head off to the blacksmith on my own.
Sure. Rico.
I'm actually gonna head to the blacksmith. I need raw supplies more than anything.
It's leaving day.
Says nothing. She turns to you see. She's like, "Wait, thank you, Carter." And then she follows you guys. While that's going on, Ichabod, you run to the blacksmith shop. You basically kick the door open, and you see Angelique talking to what seems like to be a common townsman. She's like, oh, Ichabod, brother, it's been quite a while. I see that you've made it fine. What's the rush?" She says sarcastically.
A hell snot bubble.
All right,
I grab her in a bear hug.
all right. You squeeze her. She's like, "Okay, you're kind of killing me here."
She should be my younger sister.
And she is. So
Okay. And I put her down. I look at the guy. Go shop later. Where is
yeah, I'm
everybody?
gonna have you. I'm gonna have you to. Yeah, I'll just come back later, Angelica. He walks out. You said something, Bob?
Like where's the rest of the family?
Well,
Where's
some
mom
are
and
dead.
dad?
Mom didn't make it. Dad took some of the others westward. I don't know where though. But I do. They are. Some of them are dead. Some of them are scattered about. But well, it's glad to see that you're here, brother.
Well, like I said, there was 5 of us: an older brother, sister, a younger brother, and sister.
Yeah, some of them didn't make it. Some of them went with Dad. Others kind of scattered about.
Well, at least you're alive.
And I'm glad to see that you're alive too. You look like shit.
I've been on the road for the last 2 years.
That makes quite a lot of sense, actually. So it's nice to see you, though. At this point, Rico, Axis, and Nada, you walk in.
Oh, this looks like a bad time. Oh shit. Oh, hey guys, hey, wait.
She notices. She says, "Oh, hi. Can I help you?"
Oh, these are my friends. Axe, Rico, Anna. Where's Blue?
I don't know about that. You guys are busy. You guys seem busy. I'm not gonna bother you. I'm just gonna use your stuff to upgrade my halberd. You guys just
Oh, you have a halberd. Let me see that.
I pass her my halberd.
You pass your halberd, which has a little inkling of silver on it. She's like, "Why is there silver on this halberd?"
Oh, I got a story to tell you.
Well, you can tell me once we get to work on it. Come. And then she invites you to work. With,
Oh, but I was
right?
gonna.
All right.
No, don't. She's very territorial. I'm lucky I'm being allowed back there.
You do realize I'm a blacksmith? Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
At the tavern. Bringing it back at the tavern.
Okay.
Rico gives a very quick hi and then starts digging around, rummaging, looking for stuff.
Are you a builder or a blacksmith before you start snooping around?
Yeah, tinkerer mostly. Do some smith work.
Do you trust him with this stuff, Ichabod?
Yeah.
Fine, dig with whatever stuff you want. And then she continues to craft on the halberd while you rummage through shit. What would you like to try to find, Rico?
The smallest piece of iron I can find.
Easy enough to find.
Pinch of powdered iron.
Easy enough to find.
A strip of white cloth.
Easy enough to find.
I don't think she would have any reason to have mica.
No. She doesn't.
I'm looking for ruby dust, but that's not.
She doesn't have ruby dust.
Yeah,
Anything else?
a spider, some spider web.
Yeah, you do see a couple of cobwebs like in the corners, but you're too short. So
Can somebody help me get that spider web?
I'll
She-
come back out and what?
I just need some of those webs. Why am I asking you?
Family business.
Alright.
Take a
She
stick
takes the
and
end
I,
of-
like, roll it up and handed it to
Yeah.
him.
You have spider web now.
And like a
What
little
up?
bit of pitch.
Pitch? What? Okay, that I have to look up. So
Just
I'm
like oily stuff and asphalt. You know,
Yeah,
like
you can find that. She's a blacksmith,
Yeah.
so she would have it. All right. While you're rummaging through here, digging through all her shit, she's crafted this halberd axe. She says, "So, brother, what have you been doing? What story would you like to tell?" As she's working on Axios's
Is it
halberd.
just her and me in the back?
It's just you and her in the back at this point.
yeah,
Well,
headed
Rico's-
off to the
While you
tavern.
hear ruckus of Rico going through all of her stuff. So
After I get my little garbage pieces, I head off to the tavern.
okay. sure.
I look around, make sure it's just her and me, and I pull the book out since I'm the last one to have it.
You have
I
the
flip
book.
to the page. The Vecna's book.
Where'd you get this?
We found it in a tomb, and I flipped to the page that Axe is bookmarked. I point and I say, "The legend's true."
Oh, well, looks like the stories aren't true. You say
And
you
then I
found this
pull
in the
the
tomb?
hands out.
You pulled the hand out. She's like, "No way. That's bullshit. There's no way that's Vecna's hand."
I took the right one. And then I explained that we opened the coffin and tried to take some stuff out of it. Didn't say the red skull.
Okay.
Just took some stuff out of it, and his popped up with missing a left hand and a freaked up eye socket, and he attacked me. And he said Sebastian's name.
Well, it's a good thing that bastard's back in the fucking ground where he belongs. Is this hand magical? Is it true?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna go find out later on tonight. But if it is, I want to do something with it.
Oh yes, we could do a lot of stuff with it now that you're here, and maybe with your half friend, if he is a good tinkerer, maybe we could do more with this. And then at this point, she finishes the hour. She says, "Give it to your tiefling friend." She shoves it to you. She says, "Give it
Put
to your
the
tiefling
hand
friend."
away. I pick up the book and I put it away.
Yep. All right. She says, "You're gonna meet your friends at the tavern, right?"
Yeah, I'll let you get back to work. Or,
Yeah, I'm almost
Rico,
done
we
here
go back
anyway.
to the tavern?
You see that Rico is gone.
Damn little sneak. I'm gonna put a bell on him one of these days. Yes, we'll be at the tavern, I guess.
All right, just give me like about an hour or two before I close up shop. It's nice to see you again, brother.
Right.
I'll be joining you and your friend shortly with a drink.
All right.
All right. You go to Axios, Rico. You both go to a tavern. Axios, you haven't seen it in a tavern in like God knows how long. I don't think you've ever been to a tavern.
Nope.
That is like normal. So this is your first time experience of going to a bar, basically. Rico, this is an actual full working tavern that actually seems to get together. It's like before the zombie apocalypse ever happened. It's like it never happened to it. Everyone's having a good time. There's a bard playing in the corner, playing some tunes. There's some food. There's the smell of food and ale. It's like as if the apocalypse ever happened. And for a moment, you feel, Rico, that everything is normal.
Tears come to my eye. A working alehouse.
Rico, are you okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Exodus, this is your first experience in a true tavern.
This is too crowded. What the fuck is this? Ugh. I look at Anea. It's like, Anea, do you have any rope?
I do. Why do we need rope?
Because I have 100 feet of it. I don't need to carry 100 feet. If you didn't have rope, I'd give you 50 of it. Rico, do you have rope?
Let me check.
As you're checking your bag. Secretly, of course. Some random drunk comes up to you, actually says, "Hey, tiefling man, hey, come have a drink." And he
I
looks
draw
like
my
he's trying to.
dagger and instinct. Just like
Whoa! At this point, music stops. Everyone just stares at you, and they all
what's going on?
pull
What's
out
going
their
on?
daggers and scissors.
Hey, back up. Hey, back.
Like, whoa, 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 whoa! The barkeep hops over the counter. You see that he is actually a dwarf, and the whole time it seems like at this point, Blue, you come down, you see this, with a little bit of glimmer, of course, because of your detect magic, and you see that this man who you were talking with is actually a dwarf, and he was actually on like some kind of stand that he was walking on the whole time to appear to make him taller. He jumps on the counter and says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! Settle down here! What the hell's going on? Tiefling, what the hell are you doing?
What's this? What the fuck is this?
We're having a good
Let's go.
time here. What the hell's going on here?" Blue, you'd see this.
Does this happen in all taverns? I look at Rico. I was like, does this happen in all taverns? This is.
No. I mean, when it gets late, yeah, but not this early.
Well, you never been to a damn tavern before in Tiefling? Everyone's
No.
trying to have a good time. Oh! Well, come by to the bar then. I'll show you a good time. Everyone, put your stuff away. You there, come to the bar. We'll show you a good time here. And then the guy behind you's like, "Yeah, go," and he shoves you.
Next time you push me one more fucking time.
At this point, Ichabod, you come in and you see that some ruckus has calmed down. You don't know what though, but you see Axius getting guided to the bar by this dwarf that's standing behind the counter. And you see Rico like with this sigh of relief, and so is Anea. And you see Blue walking down the stairs.
I'm gonna
Party without me, aren't you?
I'm gonna show the green scales on my armor. Go. We almost got killed by a green dragon. Look at that.
Oh shit, that's actually pretty fucking cool. Some dude's like, "Yeah, that's probably bullshit. You probably digging up some corpse."
No, they're fresh.
Uh,
Do I hear this?
well,
Wait, forget a second.
so at this point, Axius, you come to the bar. He's like, "Well, listen, friend. I'm surprised you haven't been to a tavern at all, like ever in your life. You've never been to a tavern."
No.
Strange.
Can I get some food, please?
Oh yeah, I
Liquid
can
ale?
hook you.
Oh, you guys have
I
food?
could-
Oh shit, I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing about taverns. Let me make you some good food. He makes some deer meat. At this point, Blue Oreos come out before everyone else is, of course. And you see,
So just stare at
meats.
daggers at Blue the
Yeah,
entire time.
you see meats and ales, and like each of you get a meal. Each of you get some ale. Obviously, Anea, because this is medieval times, it's not uncommon that children get beer, because beer is actually more healthier than water during the times. So she gets a little like cup of ale, of course, and some meats, of course. Says, "Listen, the taverns, we eat and we drink. Luckily enough, this is the apocalypse, so don't worry about paying, because people used to pay back then. But have some food, have some drinks. You're safe here, friend. No one's gonna bother you. If someone tries to fight with you, try to fight them back, but I'm gonna have to kick both of you out if that's the case. We're trying to have a good time here. Try to forget all this of what's outside these tavern walls."
Got it. I didn't. I'm gonna pull out my 50-foot rope and pass it to him. It's like, I don't need two of these. This is. You guys don't take payments, but at least take this.
We could definitely use a lot of rope. He takes the rope, I guess. So
Do you guys have any druids in this town?
no, we haven't seen any druids come by at all. Most of the druids have been wiped out due to this, but there is a wizard in town. There's I think
A
2 or 3
wizard?
clerics in town. Oh yeah, there's a wizard in town. Let me just
Is it
go
a
to
Where's
female
the
wizard?
wizard?
Yeah, you never heard of Orion?
So it's a
Orion,
guy.
yeah, it's a guy. It's an old man.
Relax.
Orion, the old one, likes to call himself that. To me, is a little bit loony, but seems like to be the only smart one we have here in town nowadays.
Nope, never heard of it. Keep eating.
All right. You guys are eating. You guys say, well, you guys have a good time. Try to eat and whatnot. I gotta help others. So if you need anything, just let me know. All right.
All
What was your
right.
name?
My notes. My name is Ulysses. At your service. And then he'll continue on.
Nice to meet you.
I'm gonna drink this ale for the first time in my life.
Tastes like
I'm
very
just-
good fucking ale.
I'm
Or
watching
sips.
intently to see his reaction.
All right.
I give
It's
4
like
gulps.
drinking your very first. It's like drinking your very first ale. It's bad at first, but you down it.
Oh. Ugh. You guys
Feel
like
that-
this shit.
You feel that warm sensation in your body?
I'm a tiefling. A warm sensation. It takes a lot to feel a warm sensation in my body.
Feel how your like muscles are kind of relaxed a little bit?
You do feel your muscles relax just a tiny bit, Axios.
I'm disturbed by this.
If we ever get
Feel
an
how your
animation of this, it would
personality
be
is
funny.
more
As hell.
tolerable.
No. I need my muscles in case the fight comes. Ready at all times.
Blue,
What is
you're
this?
also there, by the way, so just enjoying your food.
Is he a crying drunk?
At this point, after some time, Angelique comes over to you guys and says, "Hey, look who it is, Ichabod and Company. So, did you give Tiefling Boy here the new halberd?"
My halbert's done?
Yeah, and I handed it to you.
No, you didn't.
And it's the halberd, it's probably 2 feet taller than I am.
You had a +1 halberd, right?
Yes.
Now it's a +3 halberd.
What?
Dang!
I look at was it
And it's silvered on top of that, big dude. So it's a silvered +3 halberd.
Toledo. What's Ichabod's
Yeah,
sister's name?
Angelique.
Angela. I look at Angelique, I was like, holy shit.
Now you'll write it down.
I was like, holy shit. Thank you. Oh,
Yep. That is a work of an Iron Eyes. True blade mastery. And
Oh,
some of the powdered silver on it, actually, I converted it onto it. So you can actually kill weirder stuff, I guess.
Does it actually
Yeah.
have the symbol on the side?
Yeah, it actually has a symbol on the side, yeah. A true Iron Eyes weapon.
I know, if only we had a true Iron Eyes. Oh.
All right there, mother.
Well,
Actually, I
He's
hope-
gonna take your
well,
eyes
now
and
that
leave.
Pick up too.
and Angelique then says, "Well, now that I'm here, I think that you have no problem with that." Jokingly, of course. So
Oh,
I
this looks
introduced her to
amazing.
Blue, and
Yep.
has your wife shown up yet?
No.
Right. They might know each other already.
who's your wife?
Amron?
Oh, Amron. Yes, she's
The
been
only other
quite a help.
tiefling in this town?
Yes, that is true, but she's been quite tough. She's been on runs. She's helped with many things. Even helped me a couple of times as well. She's actually part of the council with Joseph, so she deserves making the big decisions with him along with the rest of the council.
Right, so she's important here.
She is important here. So I'm part of the council as far as the supply is concerned. So is Joseph, who is the main leader. His group came most of these people here, as she gestures to people, mainly came from Daggerford. The Baron over there was being a prick of not letting all of us in. So we managed to fight back whatever undead was there. And when he tried to take credit for himself, when he did open his doors, we just simply left him. We don't really quite care for him, but I think we're better off without him.
So you guys are just gonna. Okay. She has to stay here then. That's what you're telling me.
Well, she could leave if she wants, but it's up to her whether she wants to leave or not. People don't could stay, and if so, that's great as long as they're helping the town, but they're free to leave.
That's good to know. It's good to know. If only there was some sort of teleportation circle where you could just instantly get here when we need to.
Well, Orion was thinking about making a teleportation circle. That's to trying to get back to his tower, it seems. But he's been working in it for almost half a year, and with teleport, if well, judging how Orion speaks, he likes to talk a very long time in his old age. But apparently, he has to write the same symbols for over the year, and then after that year has passed, then he could use it. He's been doing it for half a year. He's been really cooped up in his house for quite some time.
Where's his house now? Because as I finish eating.
It's around the area, but I wouldn't disturb him now. He's would probably sleep at this point. Spends all day since from like night even before dawn. He wakes up trying to learn. He's quite smart with arcane knowledge and such, but he's a little cuckoo, if you understand.
I get it. I'm gonna go find my wife now. And I'm just gonna get up and head outside.
Right?
So, like, where do
Isn't
we sleep and stuff?
Well, I think the tavern. I think there might be some rooms in the tavern. I'm not too sure, but other than that, I think we might have a spare home here. I believe. Worst comes to worst, we could just build one. So, but that would take some time, and obviously we would get you situated into one of our other houses. But you're free to stay at my place for the meantime until you find somewhere to sleep, of course.
Thank you. I won't take up much space.
And don't worry about it. Just have some drinks. I think you guys have been through quite a rough, according to what my brother said.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, when they came back into the tavern, was there any sort of magical registry from Vecna's arm?
Uh, a tiny bit, but not a lot. Like just a tiny burst, but it's probably overshadowed by the amount of magic coming from the fucking skull and the ankh than anything else. All right, Axius, you look all over town trying to find your wife. You ask the locals around where she's at. She's actually located in a log cabin towards one end of the town. And as you go there, you see that the cabin door is open.
I am gonna instinctively have my halberd out as I creep on in, all stealthily.
You creep on in. You could clearly see that the house is clearly a wreck and something definitely went on here, but you see no sign of your wife.
What kind of thing went on? Like an attack?
Make a investigation check.
Natural 20.
Hey, look at that shit. Good job. So
Yo, if my wife's cheating,
you
I assume
you look all around. You, as a fighter, would know like patterns of a fight or a struggle, what have you. After looking around and looking at clues and such like that, this takes like about 10-15 minutes tops. You come to the conclusion that there was some kind of fight or struggle here. But what you notice is that, as far as the tracks are concerned, you see not only her footprints and such, but you also see footprints of what seems like to be like claw footprints, like 3 and then 1 down, all over the ground as well. But those are a little bit more dirtier, and you can see it left through the window. And as you look through the window, you do see about 10 feet away would be this wall that has an opening that was recently broken into.
Can I double check to see if those claw marks are dragon marks?
Make a what kind of check? Make another investigation check on the marks.
Dirty 20.
Most likely, but you aren't too sure. They could be either dragonborn marks or lizard folk marks, one or the other.
No, I meant the green dragon we fought.
No, because the green dragons are fucking huge, but this seems to be humanoid.
I'm gonna go run after those Marked. I'm gonna run towards the wall, all stealthily, and try to see. I'm gonna try to follow the tracks as much as I can.
You follow the tracks, you see that it leads to this opening that you could clearly see has recently been broken. Some ash marks coming from it. And as you look, you see that this basically, looking at the tracks, not even moving forward, leads somewhere into the forest.
I'm going.
And we'll end the session there. So we'll see what happens next week. So
Yeah.
until then, guys, we'll see you next week, and we'll see, while everyone is partying, see where Axius goes off to. So until then, we'll see you guys next week.
Well played.
Have a good night.
Good
Take care,
night.
guys.